Good morning, everyone. Today's a big day. We are going to try and multitask and get several projects done this weekend. Hopefully I can get them all done today, but we'll see how that goes. I need to, number one, figure out what transaxle I'm going to use, because the AH case that I had, fourth gear smoked in it. It's got a missing tooth and the end of the gear is all chipped up. The AT case that I have, that transaxle is corroded on the bottom. It's not a deal breaker, but we're going to investigate that AT case and find out what's going on. And hopefully, if things go well, that's getting installed today. That reminds me, I got to buy gear oil. All right, I'm going to get my breakfast, and when I get back to the shop, we'll pick it up from there. Well, we're back, and this is a sign of things to come. Leaves are starting to fall already, so I need to get moving. I got things to do in order to get that car back on the road before it gets ugly outside. So here's my mess from yesterday. This is the AH case. Here's some of the chunks I found in the bottom of that case. I can actually tell you right where that one came from. I'll show you. It's fourth gear. On the right hand side right there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a tooth missing. So that gear right there is smoked. Oh, there's the missing tooth right there on the top. Yeah. And then the edge of it closest to us is all tore up all the way around. So fourth gear is done. I have never taken a transmission apart in my life, and I was very reluctant to take that off. But I did it. Ring and pinion looks okay. Bearings, they have a little bit of, I don't know, is that heat in the middle? Is that normal wear? It moves okay. There's no grinding. There's nothing crazy going on, but I'm sure it could probably use new bearings. But the rest of it looks all right. There was signs of someone being in here before on the nose cone. This had the red or the orange RTV stuff on it, as you can see. So I don't know if someone knew something was up with this, tore it apart, said I can't figure it out and moved on, or what. Like I said, I don't know anything about this case. I bought this one for $40 and fourth gear smoked in it. Here's the one I bought for $200. This is an AT case, and this is the one we're going to move on to next. I'm going to clean up this mess and put that one in the tray and start investigating. Okay, I just wiped down this tray and there's lots of little pieces like that. And there's a couple that were a lot bigger than that. So this is wiped down. No mystery pieces. So I know exactly what's coming out. Of our next victim. This is the AT case. Let's tear this puppy apart. See what's going on. You know what? I really would like to put this in today, but I don't want to destroy all the seals if they don't leak. Here's the bottom of this case. She's a little chunky and corroded. Not a deal breaker. I cleaned this thing up with a brass wire brush on the drill. Cleaned it up, and I'll tell you what, if you ever do that, wear PPE, wear a mask. The stuff that blows off of here, it burns. I got a little bit of dust in my eye and it burned, so I covered myself in PPE and continued. That was all day yesterday, cleaning both cases. So anyway, long story short, let's dig into this a little bit and see what's going on. I think the best thing for us to do is probably put a little bit of oil, just regular oil in here, slosh it around, maybe a touch of fuel or kerosene or something, and then open this up again and see if we get any chunks in this tray. I really need to know if there's any broken teeth or anything, what's going on with that. So let me see if I can get my hands on a little kerosene from my neighbor across the street and lightly slosh that out. Clean it up a little bit and make our determination if we're going to start taking this thing actually apart, confirm that there's no chunks in it, and then install it. But I don't know if it needs seals or what. I have no idea. These are probably going to have to come off to be either cleaned, or I can just put them in there and order all this stuff and do it later. I went through the gears and spun this, and everything seems to be moving okay. No funky sounds, no clunking. The guy said it ran and it was fine. She's all cleaned up now, and we're going to start investigating and find out what's going on. Hopefully there's no surprises. So here's the plan. I want to take this handy dandy little pump that my neighbor Kurt gave me, put it in the kerosene, pump it in here for a couple seconds, slosh this around, dump it in this pan over here, and then see if anything crazy comes out. And then I'll probably flush it again. Here we go. Just a little bit. A couple cups of that. We'll slosh it around and see what happens. I'm gonna let that drain. We'll be back in a few, and we'll do an inspection as to what's laying in the bottom of that puddle of kerosene. Man, it's noon and it's steaming hot out here already. Let's check this out. Ooh. So yeah, definitely magnetic bits, but no chunks so far. Fingers crossed. Let's take this magnet, clean it up, and send it through this puddle of nastiness. Start from the top. Okay. Just a few little bits. Nothing crazy so far. I'm gonna say I'm cautiously optimistic at this point. Moving on. Okay, round 2. Here's what came out on the magnet. Nothing crazy, little stuff. And here's what happened. Here's what I found when I scraped the magnet on the bottom of the pan after I drained it. Can you see that? Yeah. Nothing, no big chunks. Better than the AH case, that's for sure. Round 3 is done. Little tiny specks. It's getting less and less. No chunks. I'm excited at this point because nothing horrible came out of this thing. And it seems to shift okay. I haven't taken anything off yet to look at it. The only thing I think I'm going to take off at this point is the nose cone, because I did put a glob of black RTV on the vent hole when I pressure washed this thing, just to make sure nothing got inside of it. Powerful, man. Say hi to YouTube, Brett.
Hi, YouTube.
Looking better. Round 2, kicking butt.
You would have taken a shower tonight.
You're super clean.
I've been greased and everything. Half a degree. Easy when that job
You can see the chunks flying out of these little indentations. I can see them from back there flying out. I scraped that thing for 2 hours last night. That looks so much better. This thing was just, it had this kind of stuff, but it was that thick all the way across it. So that just saved me hours of scrubbing this thing. Still got a little bit of cleaning to do, and then I got to go through it. But I also had the block sprayed off lightly, get most of the junk off of it. I was really careful with this. Didn't want to go too crazy, but it's clean. And this one came really clean. Come on. This one looks real nice. There was no water in it when I drained all the oil, so that's a good thing. And it's looking good. Fingers crossed. Let's hope this works out. I'm going to clean this thing up a little bit more. I'm going to flush it with regular motor oil and let it sit, and I'm going to let it drain again. Hopefully I'll get all the kerosene out of it. Then I'm going to put some gear oil that I have sitting on the shelf through it, slosh it around, drain that too. Then I'm going to finish cleaning this thing, and I'm going to put it in the car. I really hope that this thing is okay and it doesn't pop out of gear or anything crazy like that. If not, we can go back to the M case that I have. Either way, a transmission is going back in this car today. Rule number 1, when you borrow something from your neighbor, friend, whoever, return it just a little bit better than you got it. Even if it's something as simple as wiping it down and cleaning it. I'm going to ask him if he wants me to put that back in or not. This little transfer pump thing is awesome. I'll put this in a link in the description of the video. Priceless. I think it was only like 20 bucks. And yes, you need to return it. Well, it's like 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4:40. Time flies. I've gotten almost nothing done today that I wanted to get done. Running back and forth to the store looking for gear oil for this thing, and I can't find it. So I ordered it, and it's going to be here tomorrow. But I flushed this thing 4 or 5 times. It's totally clean. I put some gear oil in it, shook it all around, spun it all around, got it all cleaned up, and dumped that oil. It's in the pan, and it's clean. So this thing is good to go. I just need to clean up some of this garbage on here, and maybe this a little bit. Clean it up just a little bit more so I'm satisfied. Then I got to take this cone off and make sure that glob of RTV that I put on here for pressure washing so the water didn't get in there is completely out. And I think I have a new seal for this. And then this is going in the car. So let's get to it. Before I forget, friendly piece of advice. If you're going to mess with your Transaxle at all and drain the oil, make sure you order the GL4 oil ahead of time, because most stores don't carry the correct stuff. So yeah, order your stuff ahead of time before you go messing with it. I wanted to get the oil in here before I put it in. Now I'm going to end up putting this in and putting the oil in afterwards, which is more difficult. It is what it is, but friendly piece of advice. Order your fluids first. So she's cleaned up the best I can get her. She is a little corroded, but it's the best I can do. And I spent 20 minutes online looking for something I already had. This has got the big giant O-ring in it and everything, in case I want to take the side cover off. I really don't want to mess with that. I think what I'm going to do is take this nose cone off, make sure the sealant I put in here is gone and it's not laying inside. Clean it up. Maybe possibly put this nose cone seal on here if that fits. I do have a... Man, I got everything right here. Should I do this now? We'll see. I'm going to take this nose cone off first. I got half a bag of kitty litter spread all over the basement or the garage floor because I was leaking gear oil everywhere. Oh boy, do you have to have this in a certain gear? I don't know. Lined up, right? Yeah, they weren't. Whatever, it came off. The bearings look really nice up here. They're not scored in any way. That's cool. Clean this up. Don't want to go any further with this Transaxle because I don't know if it's going to work. I put a lot of time into cleaning it and everything, and that might have been for no reason at all. But I'd rather have it clean and in the car and have it work and be like, whew, you know, relieved, than have to take it back out again and clean it. So if it ends up being a parts case or I end up cutting it with bell housing and selling it, I don't know. We'll see. But I like to have stuff clean before it goes in. Plus it makes it easier to work on and you're not all filthy. Man, it's hot. There's my Glava RTV. And this gasket looks like it's pretty good. I might not mess with this thing. I might just put it back in and hope it doesn't leak. I don't have to mess with this at all. And once we test this, make sure it's good to go, I can pull it in the wintertime or something and go through it, put new seals on it if anything leaks. If it doesn't leak, I'm not going to mess with it. No reason. I don't think this case is worth that much. So that's the plan. I'm going to clean this all up. Clean that up. It's not too bad in there. Throw it back on, and then I think we're going to install it right in the car. $11 foot-pounds. Well, here we go. It's about 20 after 7. I've been going for over 8 hours and I'm hitting a wall. That sun earlier today took a lot out of me. I have the mounts loosely on there. The ground is on. Everything's ready to go, I believe. I had to steal these two nuts and bolts off the other one and put them on here, and then we're going to slide this thing in here and mount her up. I already have the rubber boot in here, and I put a little bit of dielectric grease on it so it'll slide in there easier. See if I can get this going. I'll probably grab a bolt and get my other parts ready to go here. Oops, stay. All right. Before I slide this all the way in, I need to put my reverse switch on. If I recall correctly, black was on the top. If not, then I can always change it. I don't think it matters actually, but all right. I also, while I was off camera, had to switch these around. I had them on backwards. It's been one of those days. Alright, I'm going to slide it on the mount and push it in at the same time. There we go. Alright, she's kind of in. Okay, how did these go and which side is which? I should have marked these before I took them off. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to put these bolts in here lightly for now. Without the cage brackets. This is one bolt you don't want to cross thread. I might put the CV joints on. I'm not going to show you all that. Just put them back in there and tighten it down. And put the ground strap on. Hook up the Bowden tube bracket to the transmission here. And wrap this AT gearbox up. Really hoping that this thing makes a difference in the way that this thing drives, and also hoping my 1956 has enough power with the gearing in this to push these 235 75/15 tires, I believe. I'm thinking I got enough juice. We'll see. Ground strap is lightly on there. Well, I got those on there the right way, or I think they are. I got the 3 bolts down in the back on. These you want to make sure they're threading nicely. And I just looked and I can't find my 20mm socket. Of course. Right when I need it, it disappears. Alright. I need to find a throw-up bearing. I think I have a new one in a box somewhere. So I get to start digging through all my stuff and find that. It's installed. The only 2 bolts I did not tighten down were the back frame horn bolts, because I need to adjust them to get the cage on eventually. But I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm hungry. Time to go to bed.